Hi, I'm Ken Rosenthal, Park Naturalist at Gulf Branch Nature Center, and this is another 5-minute find. Today I'm not at Gulf Branch Nature Center. I'm actually out at Roach's Run Waterfowl Sanctuary across the GW Parkway from Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. And I found some really interesting insects that I wanted to share with you today. So let's take a look. This is the Florida Predatory stink bug. While planning a program this morning and walking along Roach's Run, we spotted many of these around. They're very active right now and appear to be looking for mates. The orange and black color is fairly distinctive and makes them very easy to identify. It also gives them their other common name, which is the Halloween bug. Their distinctive colors make them easy to identify, and they do range in color. This one is black with orange markings, and if we look along this plant further up, we'll see one that to me looks to be much more reddish in coloration. I believe these might be the females as they are larger. We'll look over here, passing this long-jawed orc weaver. Looking down here, this smaller Florida predatory stink bug, I believe, is the male. It looks to be cleaning its forelegs right now. As true bugs, the Florida predatory stink bugs go through incomplete metamorphosis. This means they hatch from eggs and grow through several nymphal stages as nymphs, NYMPH, and then eventually one final molt into adulthood. The period between each molt is called an instar. The Florida predatory stink bug, there's another one right there, and here is a small cluster of them, go through several instars, about 5, before becoming adults. You know that these are nymphs because they do not have any wings, and that means, let me come out here a little bit, that means that they are still nymphs. This coloration indicates that they are in their 5th instar, which means they're between their last nymphal molt and the final molt to adulthood. In this stage, they'll often aggregate or group together in large groups, maybe as many as a dozen, and they can take down larger prey species in these large groups. It's thought that, along with extra eyes to find and detect danger, that this also helps them in finding food because they can hunt together in large groups and take down bigger prey items. Florida predatory stink bugs tend to focus on slow-moving insects, especially larval stages like caterpillars, but they will also go after larger insects such as this handsome meadow katydid or this olive green swamp grasshopper. There's no shortage of insect prey for these stink bugs in this small wetland oasis nestled between Arlington and DC. It's likely that all this activity is a prelude to mating and reproduction. Looks like we have 2 males actively fighting over a female. When I first came up, the male on the left was sitting next to her, and I wondered if they were going to mate, but it's possible that they have already mated, and he was simply guarding her from other prospective males. The male to the right is still actively pursuing interest in her, although she seems to not be receptive to his advances. I was pretty excited to see these stink bugs here. I've seen them once or twice before, but never in Arlington. As the name implies, they are a southeastern species, and they tend to be found further south from here. We're kind of at the northern end of their range, but it looks like we have a pretty stable population here along Roach's Run, so that's pretty exciting. As you can see, if I scan here behind me, I'm right next to GW Parkway. The airport's on the other side, and this is a pretty busy place with a lot of people in and out constantly every day, and yet there's a lot of nature here to discover as well. So thanks for joining me this week. I hope you found the stink bugs as interesting as I did, and I hope you'll join me again in the future for more 5-minute finds.